First Premier Free Plus Checking lets you bank how you want. Online with leading-edge digital money management tools, or in person with financial guidance from our expert bankers in 14 locations. Free Plus Checking from First Premier is more than an account, with no hidden fees and no strings attached. It's banking how you want it from one of the nation's strongest community banks. Open online at firstpremier.com/free or at any First Premier location. Member FDIC.
At Heartland Energy, we're more than your hometown power provider. From reliable, affordable energy to innovative programs and services, we are your community partner. Our economic development programs support local businesses through rebates, low-interest financing, and other incentives. Our Power Forward rebates help you save money when you purchase energy-efficient products for your home or business. We are Heartland Energy. Power with purpose.
At Dakota State University, we are rising. Rising to shape the future by solving the most critical challenges across technology, security, and sustainability for the betterment of humanity. Rising to meet critical workforce needs with cyber-savvy graduates who never stop learning. Rising to master the technologies of tomorrow in computer science, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. Rising to lead the way as a nationally renowned STEM university, shaping a more advanced and secure future for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's volleyball match. Very pleasant good evening, and welcome to tonight's Halloween volleyball match at the Dakota State University campus and at the DSU Fieldhouse, where it's Frontier Conference Volleyball, the host, Dakota State University Trojans, and the visiting University of Providence Argos of Great Falls, Montana. The Argos currently lead the Frontier Conference with a perfect record and are the #1 ranked volleyball team nationally in the NAIA. My name is Tom Farrell, and it is indeed a pleasure to be able to bring you tonight's broadcast. We want to thank you for spending the evening with us, and this is a live stream Frontier Conference volleyball match from the Dakota State University campus. The Argos of Providence have a season record, as we said, 25-1, and in the Frontier Conference currently are undefeated with 18 wins. The last loss that the Argos had was on the 22nd of August in a tournament in Butte, Montana, and that was where they lost to Eastern Oregon by scores of 30-32, 21-25, and 20-25. Dakota State brings a 14-10 season record into tonight's match and a 10-8 record into the Frontier Conference. The Trojans are coming off of a tough 4-match trip out to Montana for their Frontier Conference matches. The Trojans won their first match on the 19th of October against Rocky Mountain in Billings. That was a 3-1 set win for the Trojans. Next, though, they traveled to Helena, Montana, and lost to Carroll College in a 2-3 match score. Then a day or two off, and on the 22nd of October, they traveled to Butte, Montana, and lost to Montana Tech 2-3, and concluding their Montana trip on the 23rd of August in Dillon, Montana, they lost another 5-set match 2-3. The Trojans earlier in the season, when those 3 teams that they lost to in Montana came to Madison, were able to defeat them. So we'll have to see how things stack up. These two teams, the University of Providence and the Trojans, met earlier out in Great Falls, Montana. That was on the 27th of September, and the Argos won that match by scores of 18-25, 24-26, and 22-25. Doing a little bit of research in advance of tonight's match, it was interesting to note that actually the Argos have only lost a total of 10 sets all season long. To give you an idea about how tough this Frontier Conference is nationally in NAIA volleyball, currently there are 6 of the 12 teams out of the Frontier Conference that are either ranked or receiving votes in the NAIA national polls. We've already talked about this, but Providence out of Montana is number 1 with their 25-1 record. Number 7 then is Bellevue of Nebraska, and they are at a 20-3 record. Then receiving votes from the Frontier Conference are Dakota State at 14-10. Montana State University Northern receiving votes with a 15-9 record. They are the opponents for the Trojans tomorrow afternoon. Also receiving votes is Montana Tech at 14-10, and Carroll College also receiving votes at 15-11. Tonight we'll have an opportunity from the University of Providence Argos seeing the setter of the week from the Frontier Conference, and that's Bella Thompson. Thompson is a senior setter from Kapula, Oahu. She's the setter of the week. She averaged 10.71 assists percent in Providence to a 2-0 weekend at home, extending their win streak to 24 matches. She racked up 75 assists for the week. Thompson averaged 2.14 digs and 1.29 blocks per set for the Argos. This is Thompson's 18th time as a career being named as the Irk Hotels Frontier Conference Player of the Week with that award. Providence is the lone Frontier Conference team that is undefeated with their 18-0 record. The Argos are currently that 24-match winning streak since their lone setback to currently ranked number 2 Eastern Oregon back in early August. The 25-1 record is inching closer to the Frontier Conference first automatic bid to capture the regular season title. Providence is currently number 1, as we said, in the NAI rankings that Dakota State is hosting tonight. And this is the highest ranking team that Dakota State has ever hosted. The last one that they hosted was Viterbo out of Wisconsin back in 2017, and Viterbo was number 2 on there. Providence has not played a 5-set match during the conference season, and as we said, they have really only lost 10 sets in the course of the season. Taking a look at the Frontier Conference standings, number 1, of course, is Providence. They're 18-0. Bellevue is number 2 at 16-2. Providence will go down and play Bellevue tomorrow, so that could be an interesting matchup. Number 3 in the conference at 13-5 is MSU Northern, and that is the opponents for the Trojans tomorrow afternoon. They're at 13-5. Dakota State and Montana Tech tied for 4th place along with Carroll College, all having 10-8 records. Next we go to Montana Western, 9-9. Valley City, 9-10. Dickinson State, 7-12. Mayville, 4-14. Bismarck State, 2-16. And Rocky Mountain comes in with 1 win and 17 losses in the conference. So those are your conference standings, a little bit about the NAIA standards. So Dakota State University welcomes all student athletes, officials, and spectators to today's contest. As a member of the NAIA and the Frontier Conference, we are committed to the true spirit of competition and being champions of character, demonstrated through 5 core character values, which are respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. We ask everyone in attendance today to abide by these values and to create a positive environment in which today's student athletes may compete, our officials may work, and you, the spectator, may enjoy. The Frontier Conference would like to thank the following corporate partners for their continued financial support: BSN Sports and Nike, Cooper Tire and Tire-Rama, the D.A. Davidson Companies, Irk Hotels, First Interstate Bank, Billings Clinic and Logan Health, McDonald's of Great Falls, Northwestern Energy, Pepsi and the Harrington Bottling Company, Snap Mobile, Winwan Technologies, and the Montana Army National Guard, where Uncommon is calling. Don't forget to download the Frontier Conference app in partnership with Snap Mobile. The app is free to download. Just search in the App Store on Apple or the Google Play for Android. And thank you for listening to tonight's contest between University of Providence and Dakota State University. Talking about apps, do not forget to go out to the Google or to the Play Store to download your Trojan apps. We will step aside for 1 minute and then we'll come back and look at some statistics, both team-wise and conference. Back in 1 minute. And welcome back to Frontier Conference Volleyball. We are on the beautiful Dakota State University campus in the Fieldhouse, where tonight it's the #1 nationally ranked University of Providence Arcos going against receiving votes Dakota State University Trojans. If you're joining our video right now, out on the court warming up are the Argos out of Great Falls, Montana. Let's take a look at just some team statistics in terms of points scored. And #1 is Providence at 18.09. Bellevue is #2 at 17.76. And Dakota State is third at 17. Hitting percentages, Bellevue leads at .258. Providence is second at .225. And Dakota State is third at .224. Hitting percentages very similar to how we calculate batting averages for baseball. Assists, Dakota State leads the conference with 13. Providence is second, and MSU Northern is third, ranging from 13.00, 12.86, and 12.62. In terms of kills, Dakota State leads the conference at 14.35. Providence is second at 13.74. Bellevue coming in at 13.53. And fourth is MSU Northern at 13.25. Blocking, Providence leads the conference there at 3.0, followed by Bellevue 2.41 and Valley City at 2.21. Some individual conference statistics. Kills per set, Sophie Tuttle, Dakota State, has 74 sets, a total of 253 kills for an average per set of 3.42 sets. Next is Eve Fountain out of Bellevue. She has 71 sets, 228 and 3.21. And then Keely Kivanemi out of Bellevue at 3.10. In terms of assists, Bella Thompson, this week's Irk Hotel Setter of the Week, leads at 11.01, followed by number 2 in the conference, Maddie Langrock, coming in with 10.57 sets. And then out of Dickinson State, third is Riley Kalkashak with 9.67. In the blocking area, led by Savannah Berger of Bellevue, 1.26. Carby Taylor out of Providence, 1.25. And Lexi Jones out of MSU Northern has blocks of 1.24. We didn't talk much about it earlier, but once the Trojans came back from their match out west, they came back and went over to Mitchell to face their perennial foe out of the GPAC, Dakota Wesleyan. As it was here, that also went down to 5 sets. The Trojans got off to a very slow start, losing those first 2 sets, 12-25. And as we look at the statistics, we can certainly tell you why. As in the first set, the Trojans against Dakota Wesleyan only had 11 kills. They had 8 errors and came out with a hitting percentage of .071. Second set, they had 7 kills, 7 errors, and that gave them a .00 hitting percentage for that second set. Third set, Dakota State came back and won. They hit a .169. And in the fourth set, I truly thought that they were going to go ahead and pick up a win in that match as they came back and won that fourth set and hit .235. But in that fifth and deciding set, it went all Wesleyan, and they were hitting Dakota State only .133. So let's take a look around the conference action tonight. Valley City is at Bismarck State. MSU Northern is at Bellevue down in the Omaha area. Providence is here in Madison against Dakota State. Those earlier games started at 3 with Valley City and Bismarck, 5 for Bellevue. 6 o'clock, it's Mayville and Dickinson, and that one's being played out in Dickinson. At 7 o'clock, Carroll plays Montana Western. That's out in Dillon. And then rounding out the rest of the Frontier Conference action, Rocky Mountain taking on Montana Tech. That's out in Butte, and that gets started at 7 p.m. The way the Frontier Conference is working, many of the matches are Friday, Saturday matchups, which helps for travel and lost time from classes, etc. So as we look at things tomorrow at noon Central Time, it will be Montana State Northern going against Dakota State here in Madison. That actually, I believe, is a 1 p.m. start. We'll correct that. Mayville State and Bismarck State go at 1. Providence and Bellevue go at 2. Carroll and Montana Tech go at 2. And Rocky Mountain and Montana Western also play at 5 p.m. tomorrow night. It's also football weekend in the Frontier Conference, so we'll take a look at that. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. in Dillon, Montana, it'll be Eastern Oregon going against Montana Western. In Caldwell, Idaho, it will be Arizona Christian going against the College of Idaho. At 1 p.m. in Dickinson, it'll be MSU Northern going against Dickinson. And then in Billings, it will be Montana Tech and Rocky Mountain. And in Ashland, Oregon, it'll be Carroll going against Southern Oregon. And at 3 p.m., it is Dakota State going against Mayville. And those are your football matchups as we get going there. Those will be kicking off tomorrow and working there. Taking a look at some of the leaders for Dakota State, Sophie Tuttle leads the team in kills, 289. Tristan Maris has 259. Macy Walton, 237. Haley Bruflat, 203. And Lauren Cloth, 156. Diggs, Kate Van Rarn leads the pack for Dakota State, 426. Maddie Langrock, 254. Reagan Van Royen, 222. And Sydney Watton with 216. Assists, it's Maddie Langrock at 941. In blocks, it was Lauren Cloth and Macy Watton, followed by Tristan Maris at 44. We're going to pause in our announcements and things as we get going with the honoring of America, the playing of our national anthem. And honoring America with the playing of our national anthem. So we're going to take a look at the lineups for both of these teams tonight. We'll start first with the Argos. At number 2 is Sadie Giles. She is a middle back, 5'9" senior out of Idaho Falls.
Number 8.
Next is number 5, and that is Bella Thompson. We've talked about her. She's a senior setter. Number 8 is Franny Martins, a middle back, 6'1" senior out of Oakland, California. Next is Bella Green, an outside right side hitter, 6'1" senior from Orem, Utah. And then Martin Fiedler, outside hitter, 5'10", junior from Poland. And finally, number 24, Heather Barbie, defensive specialist out of Yakima, Washington. Head coach is Ernest Duda. He's in his 22nd season. And Sasha Simons and Alexa Hoff are the assistant coaches. We'll take a look at the starters for the Trojans. And they are number 4, Maddie Langrock. Right now, the hype video is being played on the video board for the Trojans, but starting for the Trojans is number 4, Maddie Langrock. She's a setter out of Ballatin, Minnesota, went to school in Tracy, Minnesota. Number 7 is Sydney Watton, and she is freshman out of Rapid City. Danica Witzel, freshman out of Baltic, will be serving and playing the back row. Kate Van Royen is the defensive specialist, and the libero, she's number 2.
City, South Dakota, number 13, Sophie Tuttle.
And then continuing on down with the rest of the starters for the Trojans, number 9, Macy Watton. Macy is a middle hitter, 5'9" junior out of Rapid City. Sophie Tuttle, outside hitter, 5'9" sophomore from North Sioux City, Dakota Valley graduate. And then 19 is Ashley Wangler, a sophomore out of Aberdeen, South Dakota. And number 20, Tristan Morris, right side out of Windham, Minnesota. Head coach is Amy Wienhoff, assistant coach Alina Harkins, and graduate assistant Ashley Hill. Amy Wienhoff is in her 17th year here at Dakota State. Our officials up on the stand, first referee will be Daryl Buck. Mick Stokes will be the second referee, and he will be down managing the subs and the table. And then our line judges tonight are Dennis Hausman and Tammy Hausman. So it is time to get the match underway tonight between the number 1 nationally ranked Argos in the green jerseys, black numbers, black shorts, or black tights, facing in the white jerseys and blue numbers with the black shorts, the Dakota State University Trojans. Trojans bring in a 14-10 and 10-8 season. Providence comes in at a 25-1 and 18-0 in the season. Their libero is Sayers. She's the one in the white jersey. And the libero for the Trojans in the blue jersey is Kate Van Royen. So, Trojans won the toss. They have the first serve. And back with the first serve is Maddie Langrock. Set up to Thompson, left side, and picking up first kill on that for the Argos is Martin. So that gives them their first point. We are in set number 1. We play best 3 out of 5 sets. Back with the serve now is Bella Thompson, their setter. She delivers the serve. It's brought up nicely. Langrock sets on the outside. Tapped over in there by Tuttle. Left side attack and brought over. Nicely saved in there by Morris for the Trojans. Down, dug up deeply. Right side, and picking up the kill is Tuttle from that left side position. So we're tied 1 apiece in this first set. The Argos versus the Trojans. Back serving now for the Trojans is Sophie Tuttle, and her serve goes long. That'll give the Argos point inside out. So it's a 2-1 advantage for the University of Providence, Montana Argos. And back serving is their libero, Sayers. She sets up far left side, a little uncommon, but obviously knows what she's doing. But she goes long, so we're tied up at 2 apiece in this first set between the Argos and the Trojans. And in now for Dakota State is Macy Watton. Back serving, Kate Van Royen, the libero. Nice serve, goes way up high. Taken by the Argos over in there by Fiedler, and down onto the Trojan side with a touch. So that gives the Argos a 3-2 advantage in the set. Back serving now, Ellie Carlson. She's a defensive specialist, a junior out of Rathtum, Idaho. Brought up by Morris, but unable to keep it in play. So that will be a point for the Argos, leading this first set by a 4-2 advantage. And that keeps Carlson back at the service line. Langrock with the set, and right side hit down hard in there. No doubt about that one. Tristan Morris picking up the kill. So it's 3 for the Trojans, 4 for the Argos of Providence. And back serving on the side out is Reagan Van Royen. And that goes into the net, so that'll be a service error. 5-3, Providence on top. We're in the first set. Back serving now is Heather Barbie. She's a freshman out of Yakima, Washington. She sets up on pretty much the right side, delivers a serve, takes it across, popped up by Reagan, and eventually free-balled across on the third hit by Reagan. Thompson sets left on the back set and down for the kill on there for the Argos. And they pick up, but it was out of bounds. It was not a kill. And so that'll be a Trojan point, 5-4. Argos lead. Getting ready to serve is going to be Sydney Watton. Right-handed serve, brings it across, passes up. Thompson saves it, down hard. Kept in play by the Trojans, but picking up the kill is Fiedler. That's her second kill of the match. 6 points for the Argos, 6-4 their advantage, and now into serve for the Argos is number 6, Ara Lee Arnold, freshman out of Spokane Valley, Washington. Her serve comes across, passes up. Langrock sets to the right side, taken down by Macy Watton. Back up, Langrock sets, and Tuttle is double blocked in there by Thompson and Fapui, and so that'll be a point for Providence. 4-7 is the score in this first set. Providence up on top. Serve across again, that time by Arnold. Set and blocked back in there. Nice job by Giles, trying to take the hit down that Macy Watton tried to deliver across softly. So that is a point for the Providence Argos. And back serving is Arnold. Set by Van Royen, taken over from that right side by Watton. Set to the left side. Good efforts kept that ball in play for the Trojans. Argos come back to that left side. Left side there, and down again. Sophie Tuttle picks up her second kill of this set. Side out now for the Trojans. That's 5-8 is our score, with the Argos of University of Providence ahead. And back with the serve now is Macy Watton for Dakota State. Serve is over. Thompson brings it up. Left side, taken over in there by Fupao. Taken back over by the Trojans' Tuttle. And hard hit, dug out well by the Trojans. Free ball, not really a free ball, hard hit by Tuttle. Back set by Thompson and over to Fupao. And she picks up the kill. Nice back set in there by Thompson. Certainly see why she was named this week Erks Hotel Setter of the Week. So 9-5 advantage for the Argos. Giles continuing with the serve. Set right side to Tuttle. Well played. Overpass. And down and out of the middle. That's Ashley Wangler, the sophomore out of Aberdeen, picking up the kill off the overpass. So 9-6 advantage, side out. One complete rotation, and now it is Maddie Langrock with the serve. Ball up. Thompson sets to the middle, but that went out. That was wide to the right, or right side of the Trojan court. So Trojans doing a good job getting off to a start and staying close to the Argos in this first set. Langrock's next serve comes across. Thompson tries to get it, but hit up and eventually taken over by the Argos. Out of the middle, that's Wagner for the Trojans, and miss hit in there. That was Bella Green. Miss hit, so that's another Trojan point. 9-8, Providence Argos leading in this first set. But Trojans staying in there. Oh! All right. There was an overpass, and Ashley Wangler of the Trojans went into the net. So that will be a point for Providence. 10-8, first set. And back serving Bella Thompson out of Oahu. Serve across, ball up. Langrock sets, Wangler is blocked back. Wangler tries to tip it over and back down. The Argos were right at the net. So 11 for the Providence out of Montana Argos, 8 for the Dakota State Trojans in this Frontier Conference volleyball match from the campus of Dakota State University, Madison, South Dakota. Soft serve brought up. Langrock brings it up and down and out. That was Tristan Morris with the miss hit. So what was close at one point back in there now is opened up to a 12-point advantage for Providence. 12-8 is our score. Serve is across, pass right up to Langrock. She goes to the left for Tuttle, but did not clear the top of the net, went across the ribbon and over. And so that is the 13th point for the Argos, 8 for the Trojans. And at this point in time, we're going to step aside for a 30-second break. Back in 30.
As part of Senior Day, which starts at 2 p.m., 2 seniors will be honored prior to the match, right here at the DSU Fieldhouse.
And welcome back to the Dakota State University campus in Madison, South Dakota, and the Fieldhouse, where tonight we have the #1 nationally ranked Providence Argos taking on the receiving votes Dakota State University. We are in our first set. The Argos lead this first set 13-8. Timeout was taken by the Trojans, the first of 2 that each team is allocated per set. And back continuing to serve is the senior setter, Thompson. Approaches with the jump set, deep into the backcourt. Langrock sets to Tuttle. She takes it right through the block that was set up by Taylor and Martins for a Trojan point. So the timeout worked at least for the momentum change. And Trojans have the serve. Back serving is Sophie Tuttle. It's up. Thompson back sets, and no doubt about that one, as that was Franny Martins coming right down along the line with the kill, and that gives the point inside out to the Argos. So 14-9. Over left-hand side is the libero, Sayers, for the Argos. Serve across, passed up nicely. Langrock sets to that right side where Maris brings it across. Nice hit again, but well double blocked by the Trojans. They try again, deep out of the backcourt. Battle at the net. Langrock tries the opposite side. Morris, but right there to bring it up was Green, tapped over. Langrock, a little dump, quickly brought back by the Argos, and down kept in play well in there by the Argos. Back set. That's Morris. Passed up. Thompson. Set to the middle. And picking up the kill there for the Argos was number 17, Carby Taylor, junior out of White Sulphur Springs, Montana. So 15-9 is our set score in this first set. After that long rally, it's Sayers still at the service line, and she convinced the service air. So 15-10, Providence out of Montana leading. Back serving now for the Trojans is Kate Van Roren. Kate is a junior out of Dakota Dunes, Dakota Valley High School. Pass up, Thompson has to go deep, taken over eventually by Green. Set by Langrock, double blocked out of bounds by the Argos, and picking up the kill is Haley Bruflat. That's her first. And so it's 11-15. Argos ahead. Serve across in there by Kate Van Royen. Up left side. Taken deep over in there by Fiedler. Trojans work hard to keep it in play, and they do. Argos to the middle and hit. Bella Green drives that down, picking up her second kill, and so it's 16 for Providence, 11 for Dakota State. On the side out, rotating around to serve now, Ellie Carlson out of Rathdrum, Idaho. Set to the middle, no doubt about that one. Great pass, wonderful set by Langrock, and down for the kill, Macy Watton, her first kill of the evening. Point side out, 16-12, Trojans trail. Back serving now, Reagan Van Royen, the junior out of Dakota Dunes. Serve comes across. Set by Thompson, and no doubt about that one. That was Giles from that middle hitter position, and nothing but speed and back court for the 17th point that the Argos have in this first set. And that keeps Heather Barbie back at the service line for the Providence Argos. Serve comes across, up, set by the Trojans. Right side, down, and another kill in there by Giles. That's her second kill of this first set. And Providence starting to step out a little bit, so Coach Amy Veenhoff uses her second of 2 timeouts in this first set. So we're going to step aside for 30 seconds, back in 30.
This your place?
No, I live with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you hungry?
No, I just had a bite.
Do you want a corn dog or something like that? Mom! Corn dogs!
I'm good.
Mom! Corn dogs! You never know what she's doing in there. Mom!
He really needs to get a place of his own.
And welcome back to Frontier Conference Volleyball, where it's the #1 conference ranked and #1 NAIA ranked Providence Argos taking on the Dakota State University Trojans, who still are receiving votes in the NAIA. We're in set #1. The Argos lead 18-12, following the timeout by Coach Veenhoff. That is her second and final timeout. Heather Barbie sets up left side to serve for the Argos. Right-handed serve and timeout. Works at least for a side out, so it's 18-13. Dakota State will pick up the serve, and back to serve is Sydney Watton. She's a freshman. Pretty much plays across the defensive specialist position across the back row and is a server. Watton's serve is back deep. Thompson sets to the left side. Kill shot in there by Fiedler. Double block by the Trojans out of bounds for the 19th point, and side out for the Argos. Dropping back to serve now is Arlie Arnold. She's a freshman out of Spokane Valley, Washington, 5'7". Serve brought up. Langrock sets left side. Tuttle, just kind of a soft little hit, takes it off the hands of the blockers. They were expecting a hard hit, and it dropped down out of bounds. So that'll be the 14th point for the Trojans. Argos have 19. We're in our first set. And back serving is Macy Watton now. Nice punch across in there by the Argos. The hit over by Tuttle. Set to the middle by Thompson. Ball up. Free balled over in there by Reagan Van Royen. Thompson brings it down, and eventually on the overpass, Fedulia, middle hitter out of Nicolaus, Washington, or California, picks up the kill, and that is the 20th point for the Argos. So 14-20 is our score. Back serving is Sadie Giles, and she's going to pick up the service ace as the pass by the Trojan goes up, hits the beam, and comes down rapidly, unable to play it. So 21-14 is our score in this first set. Serve by Giles again, soft serve, up, set, left side to Tuttle. She was double blocked, nice double block set up in there by Thompson and Fu Poia. And so that is another point for the Argos, 22-14. And Giles with another serve. Langrock sets across and just out of bounds. Tuttle thought it was in. Coach Vienoff up wondering if she should challenge that one. I don't think she's going to, so the point stands as Tuttle's hit just goes down and along the outside. Set back to Tuttle, brought over, and Royen back sets to Tuttle, tipped over, kept in play well by the Argos, eventually free-balled over. Langrock sees the open back court and shoots it deep to the right side of the Argos court for the point and the side out. So we're 23-15, and that brings Maddie Langrock back to the service area. Her serve is over. Thompson saves it, and back and down again is Fupiaya, and that is her second kill. Substitutions now for the Argos. Carby Taylor coming in, and it looks like that's also Franny Martin's in. Back to serve is Thompson now, their setter. And serve brought across. Langrock sets to the backcourt and miss hit out of there by Sydney Watton. And Watton's hit into the net makes our final score in this first set 15 for the Trojans, 25 for the number one ranked and conference leading Providence Argos, 25. So that's set number one. We play best 2 out of 3 sets. We're going to step aside and we will be back in 1 minute. Back in 1 minute. And back to the Dakota State University campus where we're at the Fieldhouse. Set number 1 is in the books. It is Providence winning that one by a 25-15 score. As we continue to look around, let's talk about some other Dakota State athletics. The Dakota State cross country team will compete in the conference meet on the 7th of November. That will be at 12:30 Central Time out in Billings, Montana at Ammon Park. Tomorrow, the DSU Trojan football team continues their East Division in the Frontier Conference with a road game. They go visit Mayville, and that will be at 4 p.m. Then the Trojans return home for their final 2 games of the season as they, November 8th, host Rocky Mountain, and November 15th will host MSU Northern. The Rocky Mountain game is at 12, the MSU Northern game at 1. Our next volleyball will be tomorrow afternoon starting at 2 p.m. It's Senior Day. We'll be recognizing the 2 seniors on the Trojans volleyball team, and that will be against Montana State University Northern. Teams have been at their huddles and have come out now. And as you can see, the teams have switched ends. Dakota State on the left and the Argos out of Providence on the right. First set was won by the Argos by a 25-15 score. Dakota State came back, was within 1 point at 9-8, trailing 9-8 in that first set. And then just from that point on, the Argos pulled ahead and continued to not creep, basically go ahead and win that set. So we are in set number 2. As with the rotation, the Argos have the first serve, and this is Bella Thompson with the serve. Brought up to Maddie Langrock, taken over, and that's Tristan Morris picking up her 3rd kill of the match. And Dakota State leads 1-0, picks up the side out, and back with the serve for the Trojans is Sophie Tuttle. Tuttle serve brought, Thompson does a back set, and right down and through in there with the kill for the Argos was Franny Martins. And so we're tied at 1 apiece, just as we were in that first set. Back for the Argos is their libero Sayers. Ball passed up nicely by Van Roren to Langrock, hit by Morris, brought back. Out of the hit in there by Fiedler, little dump across by Langrock. 3 ball over. Thompson sets to the middle, and picking up the kill on that one is Cabri Taylor, and that's only her first kill. Second point for the Argos, and continuing to serve is Sayers. Ball is up, Langrock set, and nice hit out of the left side in there for the Trojans. Good set, good pass. That's Haley Bruflat. She picks up her 2nd kill, and we're tied at 2 apiece. Trojans certainly working hard to stay in this 2nd set. Back serving is Kate Van Royen. Nice serve. Thompson sets to the left side. Hit hard, dug up in there by the Trojans. Hitting that across was Fiedler. Tap over, Van Royen right there. Langrock sets to the right side and trying to just bring it down along the net, but misfiring is Tristan Morris. So that is a 3-2 advantage for Providence. And they have the serve back, and that's Ellie Carlson now, junior out of Rathdrum, Idaho. Serve across. Langrock sets to the right for Morris. Block. She plays it up in the air. And the hit by in there by Bruflat. Quickly blocked back on the double block on the right side for the Providence team. And so we're 4-2. Providence lead, University of Providence leading Dakota State. Set to the middle, taken over nicely by Watton. Ball up, free balled. Taken down in there again by Morris. Nice double block, however, well played by both teams on that. Left side to Bruflat. Thompson sets to the right side, and eventually bringing it down is Sadie Giles, the senior right side hitter. So after a long rally, it goes 5-2 in favor of the Argos. Serve comes across, pass up. Langrock sets outside for Bruflat. It was touched on the block in there. I think probably Giles got a piece of that. So that'll be point side out for the Trojans, 5-3. Taking a seat is Tristan Morris, and in to play across the back row and serve is Reagan Van Rooyen. Reagan serve comes across, brought up. Thompson with the set, soft right there. Eventually picked up and set by Van Rooyen. Thompson sets left side, well blocked by the Trojans, but kept in play. Right side and up over the block and down. That's Sadie Giles, and she picks up her 5th kill of the match. 6 points for the Argyles. 6-3 is our score. Argyles won that first one 15-25. Serve set to back nice set by Langrock. Down hard in there by Bruflat to pick up the 4th point for the Trojans and the side out, and into serve now Sydney Watton, the freshman out of Rapid City. Sydney's a right-handed server, brings it across, passed up. Thompson sets left side, well defended by the Trojans. Set taken deep in there by Macy Watton. Back up, and hard hit across by Langrock. Very good rally, and eventually out of the middle, battle at the net. Macy Watton picks it up and brings it down onto the Argos side. So 6 for Providence, 5 for Dakota State. And the serve by Watton Sydney is across. Nice save in there. Taken over. Left side, brought up. Langrock sets left side to Tuttle. Block, kept up, and Tuttle just tried to bring it along the net, and it came up just a little short. So that's a 7-5 advantage for the University of Providence out of Great Falls, Montana, leading this second set 7-5. And back serving is Arlie Arnold. Arnold serve brought up nicely to Langrock, and Langrock sets to Watton, and the double block goes out of bounds. So it's 6 for Dakota State, 7 for University of Providence, number 1 ranked in the nation, number 1 in the conference. In this second set, Trojans staying close. Back serving is Macy Watton. Nice serve. Thompson sets to the backside, well defended, however. Langrock picks up the overpass and a quick little shot down. We're tied at 7 apiece in the second set, and Macy Watton back with the serve. Watton serve, brought up. Thompson tips it over. Langrock sets outside to Tuttle. Well defended, brought up by Langrock. Taken over by the Trojans. Left side hit, back over quickly. Langrock dumps it deep. Thompson dumps it over. Battle of the setters. Tuttle hits left side. That's taken over by Giles. Out of the backcourt. Taken over by Van Rooyen. Tipped, well covered by the Trojans. Watton. Tuttle hits. Set to the left side and going in. Picking up that kill finally after a long rally. Sadie Giles, and that's her 6th kill. What a rally that one was. So it's an 8-7 University of Providence lead in the second set, and that moves Sadie Giles around to the backside. Pass up, Langrock takes Tuttle, but double block set in there by Bella Thompson and Fupuaya, so it's a 7-9 Argos advantage in this second set. Keeps Sadie Giles back at the service line. Back set by Van Rooyen, taken over. Thompson sets left side, and that goes long. Bella Green, the Argos were looking for a little something touch, but there wasn't. Coach Duda up talking to his setter. Thompson wants something changed a little bit. So it's a 9-8 advantage. Langrock makes it an 8-10 advantage as she takes her serve and it goes long. So back with the serve now is Bella Thompson. When these servers come back, both these offenses are running what's called a 5-1 offense. So their setter stays in the entire time. And now with the setters in the back serving, they all have 3 hitters. Tuttle takes the hit for the Trojans. Back and blocked was Martin's hit. They try the other side, blocked again by the Trojans. They try again, and a tip well saved out of there by Langrock. Thompson sets up deep into the backcourt. Saved over by Langrock. Free ball. Thompson sets to the middle, and that's what it takes. Thompson takes advantage of the free ball, sets in the middle, and that goes to Franny Martins, her 3rd kill of the set. And the Argos slowly building a lead here at 11-8, and Bella Thompson, the Irk Hotel setter of the week for the conference, delivers the serve. Pass up well to Langrock, taken over by Morris. Set to the left side. There's going to be a net violation on the Trojans. So that gives us a 12-8 advantage for the Argos. And Coach Amy Veenhoff takes her first time out. So we are going to also step aside for 30. Set aside for 30.
At Madison Regional Health System, your unique needs and a positive healthcare experience matter. We are proud supporters of area sports and are here to meet the healthcare needs of our athletes and their loved ones. From routine healthcare to unfortunate sports-related injuries, our compassionate healthcare professionals are committed to providing quality healthcare close to home. We are honored to be your healthcare team and happy to help keep you in the game.
And welcome back to Frontier Conference Volleyball. You are on the Dakota State University campus in Madison, South Dakota. We are in the DSU Fieldhouse. It is the University of Providence Argos out of Great Falls, Montana, winning the first set 25-15, leading the second set 12-8. We were tied at 7s, and we play best 3 out of 5 sets to determine our match winner. Argos do have the side out and the points, so back serving for University of Providence will be Bella Thompson. She's a right-handed server. She's a senior. Passed up to Langrock. Set to the outside to Tuttle. Blocked. Langrock back deep. Van Rooyen passes. Taken over for the Trojans. And double block set. That was Morris. and Wangler, but it goes down, and so another point for the Argos, up now 13-8. Thompson back, getting the signal for serve. Brings it over, passes it up. Set on the outside, and that's long. Again, looking for a touch is Tristan Morris, and we're going to have our first of the challenges. Coach Wienhoff is taking a look and hopes to challenge that call, whether there was a touch or not, and this is something in college volleyball that can be done. So our second referee, Mick Stokes, will take a look and see on the replays whether that was a touch or not. So as we said, Providence winning that first one 25-15, and with the point, if it stands, it will be a 14-8 advantage. That first set, the Trojans had 13 kills and hit .294. I'm sorry, that's Providence at 13 kills and hit .294. In the second set, they're hitting .226. The Trojans, again, their hitting percentage, not very respectable. They were 9 kills, 8 errors, with a hitting percentage of .028. In the second one, they've doubled that almost. 7 kills, 5 errors, and they're up to 5.43, 0.53. 13 attacking errors for Dakota State, only 4 for the Providence team. 21 kills for Providence, 16 for Dakota State. Hitting percentage at this point, midway through the second set, is .262 for Providence, .041, 19 assists for Providence, only 12 for Dakota State. 2 serve errors. As we look at some individual statistics, the Argos are led by Sadie Giles with 6, Carby Taylor with 4, Franny Martins with 3, and Martina Fiedler with 3 in the kill area. Looking at the Trojans, Bruflat Haley has 4 kills, Sophie Tuttle 4, Macy Watton 3, and Maddie Langrock has 2 kills. So those are up-to-date statistics in this particular match. As we said, let's take a look here on the Trojan basketball team. They won their home opener on Thursday night against Oak Hills out of Minnesota. They won that one by a score of 109-53 on Saturday. On last night, on Thursday night, and they travel over to River Falls, Wisconsin, where they'll take on Wisconsin River Falls Saturday at 6 p.m. Our women's basketball team is in Salina, Kansas, and are just underway now. Have not checked the score on them. They are playing Kansas Wesleyan, and then tomorrow, that's at 6 tonight, and then tomorrow they go against Bethel of Kansas. The women did open their season with a 76-40 win over University of Minnesota in a game held at the Madison High School gym. No touch was ruled, so the Argos pick up their 14th point in this second set. Thompson set, taken over by Tuttle, however, well played by the Argos. They come back to the left side where it was down by Green. And attempting to go long, Morris again looking for touch, but there was none. Again, these hitting errors, unforced necessarily, are certainly hurting the Trojans in this second set now. We were tied at 7, and now the Argos out of Providence have picked up a 7-point lead. Pass over, set to the middle, brought back. Great middle block set in there by the Argos, and that's Carby Taylor And real quickly, Coach Wienhoff says, before things get any further out of hand, we're going to take our second timeout. So we'll also step aside for 30. And welcome back to Frontier Conference Volleyball. Frontier Conference leading team, the Argos out of Providence in Montana, playing the Trojans of Dakota State. The Argos lead the match 1-0 and lead in this second set, having now doubled up the Trojans 16-8. Dakota State was tied at sevens, and the Argos have stepped away. Back serving, Bella Thompson, their setter, passed up well to Langrock. Left side taken over quickly by Morris for the Trojans. Well played defensively. Tuttle takes it over from the left side. Left side attack, and that goes long. Bella Green hitting there. Points for the Trojans. More importantly, side out. Back serving now is Sophie Tuttle. And she will be setting up from the middle of the court. Delivers the serve across. Thompson back sets. Taken over, well defended, however, by the Trojans. Backcourt to Tuttle. Thompson brings it up. Free ball, and nice hit in there by the Argos. And that's Franny Martin. She picks up her fourth kill. More importantly, that's the 17th point for the Argos. And back serving is their libero, Kyra Sayers. Nice serve, set left side. That's Morris with the hit for the Trojans. Right side, hard hit in there by the Argos. Up, Morris hits it, and there's going to be an antenna touch off of the block, so that'll be another Dakota State point. Nice hard hitting in there by Tristan Morris, the sophomore out of Windham, Minnesota. She has 3 kills. Serve comes over, set right side. Nice double block set in there by Bruflat. And Haley Bruflat and Macy Watton, they just kind of walk away like, oh yeah, I was going to do that. Nice block, gives the Trojans their 11th point. Rotating around now, Reagan Van Roren, the libero with the serve. She called for a short serve, and it was just a little short as it bounced off and back to the Trojan side of the ribbon. 18 for the Argos of the University of Providence, 11 for your Trojans of Dakota State, and it's Ellie Carlson out of Rathdom, Idaho with the serve. Taken over and just wide was Bruflat. She says, that was mine. So 19 for the Argos, 11 for the Trojans. Carlson tries the soft serve, and that didn't work. So we have a couple of service errors. Ball coming over to the Trojan side, and that'll bring Reagan Van Royen off the bench, replacing Tristan Morris. Reagan plays across the back row and serves for the Trojans. Right-handed serve, played well by the Argos. Taken deep, and a nice set by Thompson. And the old slide set up in there by Cabri Taylor and out of White Sulphur Springs, Montana for the 20th point for the Argos. 12 for the Trojans. Serve across by Barbie for the Argos, and right side hit. Bruflat picks up her 5th kill. No doubt about that one. Side out for the Trojans. 13-20. Bruflat takes a seat, as does also Witzel. So coming back to serve now is Watton. Watton serve up. Left-hand side, touches and everything. Hard hit by Fiedler. She picks up her 4th kill, 21st point for the Argos out of University of Providence. 13 for Dakota State, and back serving is Arlie Arnold, a freshman out of Spokane Valley, Washington. Serve up, Langroth, nice back set. No doubt about that one. Macy Watton picks up her 4th kill. Another beautiful pass and set in there by Langroth. So we are 21-14, point side out, and that puts Macy Watton back at the service line. Ball up, Thompson back sets, and trying to keep it in play, Reagan Van Rooyen, but boy, that was a heck of a hit, and not much that could be done defensively. So that's 22 for the Argos, 14 for Dakota State. And back with the serve, ball over on Dakota State side, up. Langrock tries a little dump, and eventually free-balled over. Trojans try to take advantage of the free ball. And down, double block set against Tuttle there. And no doubt about it, that gives the Argos their 23rd point. Trojans have 14. And Sadie Giles back continuing to serve. She picks up the service ace. And that's Sydney Watton. Not much she could do on that one. She stretched, got a piece of it, but it went down. So set point here for the Argos out of the University of Providence. Giles serve, comes over, set up nicely. That's Tuttle with a little tap over. Thompson sets left side, tap down, well played by the Trojans. Back over to Tuttle. Ball up, free balled over in there by Green. Set to the middle, and just a little missed timing. Ashley Wangler, the sophomore out of Aberdeen, takes it into the net, and that is the 25th point in this second set for the Argos out of the University of Providence. So the Argos take set number 1, 15-25, set number 2, 14-25. So we're going to step aside for 90 seconds. We'll step aside for 90 seconds on this intermission between set 2 and set 3. Back in 90. And welcome back. Frontier Conference Volleyball from the Dakota State University campus. It is the Argos of Providence University leading the Dakota State Trojans 2-0. Talking about some other DSU athletics, congratulations to the Dakota State University soccer team, women's soccer team in their first season, as they have an opportunity to continue their season into conference postseason tournament that will be held in Lawrenceville, Georgia next weekend. The Trojans have been selected to play in the Continental Athletic Conference as the number 6 seed and open their postseason play Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central versus number 3 seed Heston Camp, Kansas. Be sure to follow the action on DSU Athletics or download the free Trojan Nation app. So we are 2 sets into this match between number 1 nationally ranked and number 1 Frontier Conference. The University of Providence out of Great Falls, Montana, and Dakota State. Providence winning the first set 25-15 and winning the second set 25-14. Trojans back with the serve, and the first serve comes across by Langrock. Thompson sets outside, hit over in there by Green. Trojans unable to handle it, so it will come out to be a Providence first point and side out, and Bella Thompson goes back to serve for the Argos. Remember, the Argos lead the match 2-0. Serve comes over. Van Rooyen makes Langrock go deep, but well hit in there by the Trojans, but not as well hit as Bella Green picks up her 4th kill and the 2nd point in this 3rd set for the Argos of University of Providence. That keeps Bella Thompson back at the service line for the Argos. Approaches, a soft serve. Neither team is having much luck with their soft serves tonight. That's a service error, giving the point to the Trojans on the side out. And that puts back at the service line for the Trojans, Sophie Tuttle. Tuttle's serve is deep, brought up to Thompson, right side, taken down hard. Franny Martins picks up her 5th kill and the 3rd point for Providence, so it's 3-1 in set number 3. And back serving is the libero, Sayers for the Argos. Serve comes over, up, nice to Langrock, right, and set, dug deep, nice. Right side, and that goes out, no touch. Bella Green hits it wide to the Trojan side, giving the Trojans the point inside out. And that brings around the libero to serve for Dakota State, Kate Van Rooyen. She's the junior. Serve is up, nicely passed to Thompson. She comes right side over by Green. Langrock sets, and quick little push over in there by Morris, handled by the Argos. Hard hit in there by Watton. Comes off of the block, and that'll be a Dakota State point in there. So we're 3-3, set number 3. And continuing to serve is Kate Van Rooyen, and she picks up the service error. So that'll be point for the Argos inside out. Substitution in to serve now for Providence is Ellie Carlson. Taking a seat is Bella Green. Serve is up. Langrock sets to the middle, and nice quick set into the middle for Macy Watton. Macy picks up her 6th kill for the Trojans. So we're tied at 4 in this 3rd set. Serve across in there by Reagan Van Rooyen. Hard hit that goes long on the left side, hit by Fiedler. So the Trojans lead 5-4. And I believe that is, yes, the first lead the Trojans have had in the match. Serve comes over, set, Green. Back over quickly to the Trojan side. Set to the middle. Macy Watton free balls it. Deep up. And a block in there by Maddie Langrock. And the Argos unable to keep it in play. Just kind of came down and dribbled across three of the players. And so that's a point for Dakota State. They're up 6-4. Remember, Providence has only lost 10 sets all year. Nice hit in there across by Taylor. Ball up. That was Bruflat trying a little soft tip. Thompson cannot get to it. It's too close. She bumps it, but it goes to the top of the ribbon. So 7-4. And for one of the first times of the night, Coach Duda is up off the bench, trying to encourage his Argos to get the point in the side out. Serve across by Van Rooyen. Thompson sets to the middle, and Reagan raises her hand, and it goes, Kate raises her hand, and it goes off of her fingertips out of bounds for the side out. So 5-7, Argos trail. Back serving now is Fiedler. She's an outside hitter, comes to us from Poland. Serve over, a little difficulty handling. However, left side hit, and taking that one down for the Trojans is Sydney Watton. And so that is a point. Back with the serve now is Watton. Ball up. Thompson sets left side. Hard hit across in there by Fiedler. Well played by the Trojans. Thompson sets to the middle. Well covered on the soft hit out of the middle. Deep. Thompson sets left side. Well blocked in there by the Trojans. They try again, and up and over the double block. Just a great placement on that was Fiedler. She picks up. Nope, they got her numbers off. Nice kill, nice rally there. So it's 8-6 in our third set. And back serving is Arlie Arnold, a freshman for the Argos. Serve comes across, up, pass, set. Watton brings it across. That's Macy. Nice block back in there. Macy Watton brings it right back. So the Trojans pick up their 9th point on the side out. 6 for the Argos, and subs come in for the Argos. Taking a seat is number 6 Arnold and number 22 Fiedler. Ball across, Thompson back sets, and in was the double block set in there by the Trojans. Wangler, and also on that set was block was Tuttle. And so that's enough, 10-6 difference for Coach Duda to take his first time out of the match. Not only that, in the set. So we're going to step aside for 30, back in 30.
Trojans visit Mayville State with the kickoff starting at 4 p.m. Make sure to follow the action on DSUathletics.com or download the free Trojan Nation fan app.
And welcome back to the Dakota State University Fieldhouse, where it is Frontier Conference Volleyball. number 1 ranked NAIA team in the nation, University of Providence Argos, and your receiving votes, Trojans. Argos lead the match 2-0, but the Trojans lead this set 10-6. Argos taking their first time out. Thompson to the backcourt, brings it up, taken over in there by the Argos, and left side, Tuttle picks up her 5th kill, goes off the block, and it's an 11-6 advantage in this third set, and continuing to serve, Macy Watton for the Trojans. And nice save in there by Thompson, and trying to keep it in play. That's part of the reason that Bella Thompson is the setter of the week for the Frontier Conference. Just very alertly brings that down as it was almost going to be an overpass. Back serving now for the Argos is Giles. Ball over. Thompson pops it up. Left side back. Langrock sets to the middle. Wangler down hard. Out of the middle. Left side for Tuttle. Right there to bring it up with Sayers. And out of the back, Van Royen. And Tuttle gets a piece of the block in there for that Pupiaya brought across. So that's the 8th point for Providence. Back serving, Sadie Giles. Giles leads the Argos with 8 kills also. Ball eventually taken over in there by Tuttle. Brought down, nicely hit in there by Green through a double block. Set up on that right side by the Trojans. So the 9th point for the Argos. Giles back with the serve. Ball over, up, set. Langrock. We have it must have been a net violation on the Argos, so the point side out goes to the Trojans. 12-9. Back serving now for Dakota State is Maddie Langrock. She's a left-handed server, if you hadn't noticed. Thompson again, a little overpass, shoots it across, deep into the backcourt. Thompson for the Argos. Brings it over, Green kind of soft hit. Thompson sets back to Green, and Bella Green's going to pick up her 6th kill, and the 10th point for the Argos. Dakota State has 12. And back with the serve now is Bella Thompson, their setter. Right-handed server, brings it across, passed right up to Langrock. Hard to Tuttle, but no touch, so that'll be the 11th point for the Argos. Remember, Dakota State was up by as much as 5 points, 11-6. And then they took their time out and have slowly gained momentum back in. Thompson's serve well dug up in there by Sydney Watton. Thompson sets to the backside and up, taken over. Nice hit in there by Tristan Morris. That'll give her the 4th kill, and a nice job by Maddie Langrock setting that one up. So it's 13-11. Back serving now is Sophie Tuttle for the Trojans. Tuttle serve, dug up nicely by Sayers, taken over. Morris tries to hit through a double block set up by Green and Martins, and no go. The 6-1, 6-1 combination comes the ball down on the Trojan court. So 13-12, side out, back serving is Sayers for the Argos. Big back set, Morris. Kept in play, however, by the Trojans. They come outside Bruflat. Thompson sets to the right side. Green brings it down and puts it right at the back corner to tie things up at 13 apiece. Back serving, continuing to serve, is their libero. Sayers, ball up. Bruflat tries to take it over, but she was way almost out to the edge of the basketball court and can't get it over the net. So that'll be 13 for your Trojans, 14 for the Argos, and that will be cause Coach Amy Wienhoff to take her first of 2 timeouts. So back in 30. And welcome back to the Dakota State University campus in Madison, South Dakota, where it's Frontier Conference Volleyball on this Halloween night in Madison. It is the Argos of Providence, University of Providence out of Great Falls, Montana, taking on the Trojans of Dakota State. Trojans led this third set by a score of 11-6. But now it's the Argos back leading in this third set, 14-13, and lead the match 2-0. Back with the serve is Sayers. Overpass, and oh, did she love that one. Fiedler, the 5'10 junior out of Poland, picks up her 6th kill on the overpass. That is a hitter's dream, 15-13. University of Providence in the lead in this third set. Sayers with the serve. It's a kind of a soft serve, brought up and quickly taken over by Langrock. That's hit again by Bruflat for the Trojans. Hard hit, nice set in there by Thompson. Bella Green picks up her 8th kill and the 16th point for the Argos out of the University of Providence. Kara Sayers back to serve. Soft serve, well handled by Van Royen. And out of the right side in there, nice job by Morris. She picks up her 5th kill. So it's 14 for the Trojans on the side out, 16 for University of Providence, and back serving Kate Van Royen. Soft serve, passed over, Van Royen sets, down hard. On there was Morris, but well played by the Argos. Free balled over. Thompson has to come across, and down off of the pass. Bella Green picks up her 9th kill, and it's the 17th point for the Argos out of the University of Providence. She gets to take a seat, does Green, and in to serve for them is Ellie Carlson. Carlson picks up the service ace, is unable to handle it, was our libero Kate Van Royen, and so 14 for Dakota State, 18. Serve across in there by the Argos. Nice set in there, and Macy Watton picks up her 8th kill, and the Trojans their 15th point. So it's 15-18, set number 3, 2-0 advantage for the University of Providence, and serve across by Reagan Van Royen. Get well blocked in there, double blocked by the Trojans. Set, and we got just kind of a mismatch at the net, and block goes off of the Bruflat hit. That was probably blocked off by Taylor, so Trojans narrow it, 18 for the Argos, 16 for Dakota State. Coach Duda was up. I'm not sure whether he was thinking he wanted to challenge that one or not. He did not. So we continue play. Thompson sets to the left side, right to the middle of the court. That's Fiedler. She picks up her 7th kill. More importantly, that's the 19th point in this third set for the University of Providence, and back serving Heather Burby. Burby is a defensive specialist. She's a freshman out of Yakima, Washington. Serve is up, back set, taken down hard by the Trojans. The middle beam brings it back onto the Argos side. Hard hit again in there by the Trojans. Block. Thompson sets back to that left side. Up. Langrock sets Bruflat. Well covered though was the hit. Set, and again covered well in the court. And tap over by the Argos. Out of the backcourt, and that just goes long. Nice idea by the Trojans, just missed on the execution. That was Danica Witzel, the freshman out of Baltic, and it was less than 6 inches long, but it ends in the 20th point for the Argos. Serve comes across, up, set, hit hard across in there by the Trojans, and good rallies here, and eventually unable to keep it in play off of the block. So it's 16 for the Trojans, 21 for University of Providence. Coach Amy Wienhoff uses her second and final timeout, so we will step aside, back in 30. Welcome back to Frontier Conference Volleyball from the Dakota State University campus in Madison, South Dakota. My name is Tom Farrell, and wishing everyone a happy Halloween as we have Frontier Conference Volleyball, the #1 nationally ranked University of Providence taking on Dakota State. Providence leads the match 2-0 in this third and what could be deciding set, 21-16. Back with the serve for the Argos is Heather Burby. Up, Langrock sets back, taken over and down in there. Nice job in there by Haley Bruflat on that right side hit. She picks up her 9th kill. So it's 21-17, side out, and back serving Sydney Watton for Dakota State. Watton served deep into the backcourt, brought up nicely to Thompson, slide around in there by Giles. Taken over, and great effort in there by Sayers. She hits it up, it hits one of the basketball things and support arms and brings it down for a Dakota State point. So it's 18 for the Trojans, 21 for the Argos. Served by Watton, set by Thompson, and the block goes up. There was a net violation, so side out, 22 for the Argos, University of Providence. Series of substitutions in number 6 to serve, and that's Arlia Arnold, and in to play across the front row is Kayana Fupulaya. So we're ready for the serve. 22-18. Serve across in there by Arnold. Set! And no doubt about that. Great pass. Wonderful set by Maddie Langrock. And Macy Watton picks up her 9th kill, the 19th point for the Trojans. And we're 19-22 in this third and what could be a deciding set. And that brings Macy around for the serve. Up, Thompson sets, and oh my goodness, no doubt about that one. That is down with the kill, Fupaya. Sure, it's only her 4th kill, but it is the 23rd point for the Argos. 23-19, serve across in there by Giles, and a point side out for the Trojans. Trojans certainly not going away in this third set. 20-23. In now across that front row is Tristan Morris. She's got 5 kills. Serve across by Langrock. Thompson, well dug out of there by Watton. Tipped over. Thompson goes to the outside, tipped over. Langrock was there. Van Rooyen back sets to Tuttle, and double block set up by Thompson and Fupaya for the 24th point. This could be set, could be match point for the number 1 team in the NAIA, University of Providence Argos. And back serving the Irk Hotel Setter of the Week for the Frontier Conference, Thompson. Set, down hard, and off the hands of the libero. Picking up the kill for the Trojans, 21-24. Nice offensive drive right there. Back serving now for the Trojans is Sophie Tuttle. Deep into the backcourt, Thompson. Back sets, Taff, and Ryan brings it up. Back set, and off there, that's Tristan Morris picking up the 22nd point. So we're 22-24. Third set, Trojans continue with the serve. And back, continuing with that service line, is Sophie Tuttle, the sophomore. Ball up, Thompson sets left side, and down. Picking up the final kill was Bella Green, her 10th of the match. And that is the third set, 25-22. So the University of Providence Argos continue to be undefeated in conference play. They raised their record to 26-1 on the season, 19-0 on the season. Trojans dropped to 14-11 on the season and 10-9 in the conference. So tonight's match goes to the Argos of the University of Providence. They certainly demonstrated some of that potential as to why they are the number 1 ranked team in the NAIA. We're going to step aside and then we'll come back and wrap things up. We'll take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back here. Let me get things set. We'll be back in 90. And welcome back to the Dakota State University Fieldhouse on the Dakota State University campus in Madison, South Dakota, where we have had Frontier volleyball action. The Argos out of the University of Providence taking on the Trojans of Dakota State. The University of Providence team winning 25-15, 25-14, and in a real thriller in the third set, a 25-22 advantage. In terms of conference tournament information, let's talk about that. The top 8 teams in the conference, there are 12 volleyball teams, will advance to the postseason tournament held in the Helena, Montana. The quarterfinals kick off Thursday, followed by the semifinals on Friday the 14th, and the championship match scheduled on the 15th. The winner of the postseason will receive the league's second automatic bid to the NAIA National Tournament, and that will open up about November 22nd. Taking a look at what's left, there's very little left of the Frontier Conference seasons. The next action, as we said, for the Argos of University of Providence, they'll head down to Bellevue, Nebraska tomorrow, where they'll have a chance to take on number 7 ranked Bellevue Bruins. Then they finish up on the 7th at home against Montana Western and Montana Tech. Dakota State is back here in the Fieldhouse tomorrow afternoon with a 2 p.m. start. That'll be senior day, and they'll be taking on MSU Montana Northern, Montana State University Northern. That match scheduled for 2, and then on the 5th of November, Dakota State travels up to Mayville and takes on the Comets, and then finish their season taking on the Vikings on the 8th of November in Valley City. Taking a look at some things statistically, hitting percentages for Providence, they hit 294, 214, and 250 for the match. Dakota State's shot or hit .028, .000, but really came back and proved and showed the type of volleyball they're capable of playing with hitting .225. Attacks, 141 for Dakota State, only 124 for Providence. Providence came up with 42 kills, Dakota State 35 kills. Attacking errors, Dakota State 23, Providence 11. Hitting percentage 250 for Providence, .085 for Dakota State. 38 assists for the Providence, 30 for Dakota State. 4 aces for Providence. 5 service errors for each team. Total blocks 10 for Providence, 4 for Dakota State. And blocking errors 3 for Dakota State, 1 for Providence. 14 block assists for Providence, 6 for Dakota State. Providence was led by Bella Green with 10 kills. Sadie Giles had 8. Martina Fiedler had 8. And Franny Martins and Cabre Taylor each had 4. If we look for the Trojans, they were led by Macy Watton tonight with 9 kills. Haley Bruflat, Sophie Tuttle, Tristan Morris all had 7. And finishing up with 3 kills was Maddie Langrock. So be sure to join us again tomorrow afternoon, where we will have more Frontier Conference volleyball, as it will be the Montana State University Northern Skylights coming in to play the Trojans. It also will be senior day. So we want to thank our technical crew, and we want to thank all of our sponsors who make this live stream possible. As we said, our next live stream will be back with a 2 p.m. match. About 1:40 we'll have our pregame show on that match with Montana State University Northern. For the Dakota State University Athletic Department, and especially for the women's volleyball program, this is Tom Farrell wishing you a very happy Halloween, an enjoyable good evening, and thank you very much for joining us on this Frontier Conference DSU Live Volleyball stream. Good night.
At Dakota State University, we are rising. Rising to shape the future by solving the most critical challenges across technology, security, and sustainability for the betterment of humanity. Rising to meet critical workforce needs with cyber-savvy graduates who never stop learning. Rising to master the technologies of tomorrow in computer science, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. Rising to lead the way as a nationally renowned STEM university, shaping a more advanced and secure future for all.
This is the DS Universe, a place where your world is what you make it, where your next chapter is written by